turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around.
Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end.
Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break.
It's the way that I can live, pulling myself out. These would be symbols of ages who never been used, shrouded in the sacred places. This is all the history that are moving to the various stages for some, laying a waste for the rulers, for the peasants, and truth in images. This is insane for the religious and rages. Truthers, mages, is decimated for the unthrown, for the cages and the manipulated, for the ruling, for their out of time, for this and means for the ruling task, research for the development of truth and produce, practice by people for persecuted, for secrets and to hide these truths, art for the part of the universal heart, for the beat, the rust, soul, for the drum, for the singularity, the being all, I for the beginning, for the expanse, for the rise and the fall, for the empires and regimes, kings and queens, and it seems that the forces do not wish the truth to be seen. Force for the seem to desire for the truth to evaporate like a steam for the fleeting memory of the common place, dream, imagine, image, pave the way for the new, for the days that never thought could possible move forward, for the concepts conveyed, marriages and marriages, mind and mirages, and what think that could be the safe and stone to generations in the future. Circle yourself with the wings, bypass the abnormal things with the circus, serious, batters that sneaks with the mainstream for the signs that the media will tell you that this is, I've seen enough of this will tell you that the reality is stranger than it seems and stranger than the movie seems. It's the way that I can live, pulling myself out. It's the way that I can live, pulling myself out. It's the way that I can live, pulling myself out. This is too early in the morning for my back and neck hurts. My heart for sure really be snoring, and I'm tired for the weak, for my need to sleep, for the tired, for the time. TV on for the phone in hand, for the scrolling through the I'm everything with the world of a mess and need a bed for the wrestling of the no more six. This is the snacks for the daytime, for the panic and the known. The nights that I can sleep along for the schedule. Tight for this, the morning for the only thing that hurts. Head, heart, kind of blowing, for this is the back, for this is the lane, this is the understanding, for this is all too reasonable. This is the beyond the bundle of feathers, for this is the remembering the fall. Yet only flew because he flew for the food to defy. This is the Muslim to foresee the fall, for otherwise he no willing to jump. I can be the drummer for the clinging unto the bird, for the singing of the harmonious record, for the sun rays scattered. The lasers to prove a point, for the darkness is still not bulletproof. This is the understanding of the carbon dioxide, for the clouds and cloud and the body, finding relief to the haven and cage ribs. Blinking the eyes for the awe, for the graceful, for the sprawling, for the towards the horizon need to stay here. Man made these words to fade away. These are the lost, for the forgotten, for the often seen, for the postcards and ancestry, providing for the air to breathe, for the roots to deep down and low, for the holding on what we've forgotten. I am wanting to get lost for the here, for the get lost for the you can find myself anew. Who's the wonder? Who's to keep looking? Who's to browse? Who's to look at those words and find them for the round and for the hill, the face to face is still be human to look. So when you spoke up, the one for round. Really some going for the self and myself and down for the pursuit of the samples. This is the sweet for the honeydew, for the love, for the getting up for myself and jumping for this, and I can do this. These young days for the rock, for this, for the getting the smiles. When I've been willing to eat to me, but what should I do for the winning for the gun? For this is the opening of the step, for the wet, for the mouth aside, for this, the forwards they got. Never out of doubt, for the out of hand, for the brothers who make me stopping by. What should you find for the gutters of this world? Order for the devil, for the this proceeding of the million lies. This is the quiet for the fiasco. This is the pie for the this is the hat. This is the lasso. This is the party went all to the knife for the pain for the nuts. And this is the beverage defined by me for which you can find the different flavors of the shine. The flavors in one for the third, maybe for the term, maybe for the time, maybe for the turn, for the dancing and calling upon you crawl. This is the white for the big hit, for the discongratulation, for the beavers can fall the early fall. We can make a deal for this, the selling for the pawn, the swill for the little piece of pie for the gift for the rich. I had to admit for the quiet relationship between the beavers and I. Of course the beavers are right, and this is the going to pay for these lights, and this is the making the best for the disco in town. For these beavers are ready for the couldn't leave me alone. This is the place where I started for the charging and cover. This is not for the knowing, for this is the goal. This is the over. This is the liking. This is the devil for the pricing of what you can find, for the little, the food, for the willing, for the creatures and the tables and the night, for the things that went back, for the words, for the started to curse. And this is the man for the trouble that he had. The hurt heart, for the brother making out alive, for the skin, for the hiding, for the packing of what hit the road. Mighty fast enough to find it going so well before it went to hell. This is the understanding for the me and my still from forced to leave. For this is till the day, for the always say, for the famous line. Pass it down in time to believe it, the beaver. What about the maybe the wally, for the this is the more we want, for the sweet tooth. Space satisfaction, one day straight, for being gone for quite so long, for the sad I'm stuck for this familiar place in quicksand. I can fall in deeper into it, and this love is enough for the complex, for the learn. Maybe for the defining of ourselves, and no longer a slave, enslaved. Or maybe for this is the fuel for the days when we stand here together, for asking for change, for the passion, for the stirring and layering, shedding for the layers and the features, for that is yearning for the down swords, to refine our words, so we can dance together for the playground of the worlds. New language is spoken. This is a new language for the passion, what is broken, for the breaking of the rules, for the healing of what's hurt, provoked for the revoking of the legal. What's illegal, this shame, for this is the ones, for the here to blame, for this is the slight. It's taking for the so long, for the writing, for the rest is our song, for the going in circles and singing. Maybe for the chorus of forgottenness. Any one time, but I can't sleep, but not for this is only for the wire, for the trigger, for the container, for the scope. Toxic, fake news, for the dying, for the wake. This is the shake, for the fist in the air screaming. Here to love, language for the brewing, but it's hot, for the breaking. This is the breathing, this is the shaking between the hairs and saying, what are you doing? This is allowed, not to be too loud, for the knocking, for the loosening, this is it going down, for the trap in the cages and ages. early in the morning for my back and neck hurts. My heart for sure really be snoring, but I'm tired for the week, for my need to sleep, for the tired for the time. TV on for the phone in hand, for the scrolling through the I'm everything with the world of a mess, and need a bed for the wrestling with the no more six. This is the snacks for the daytime, for the panic and the known. The nights that I can sleep along for the schedule. Tight for this, the morning for the only thing that hurts. My head, heart, kind of blowing, for this is the back, for this is the lane. This is the understanding, for this is all too reasonable. This is the beyond the bundle of feathers, for this is the remember of the fall. Yet only flew because he flew for the feeling to fly. This is the Muslim before she would fall, for otherwise no willing to jump. I can be a drummer for the clinging onto the bird, for the singing of the harmonious racket, for the sun rays scattered. Lasers to prove a point for the darkness and still not bulletproof. This is the understanding of the carbon dioxide for the clouds and crop around me, finding balloons with the hate, the cage ribs. Blink at the eyes for the awe, for the graceful, for the sprawling, for the towards the horizon need to stay here. Man made these words to fade away. These are the lost for the forgotten, for the often see, for the postcards and ancestry, providing for the air to breathe, for the roots to deep and down and low, for the holding on what we've forgotten. I am wanting to get lost for the here, for the get lost for the who can find myself anew. Who's the wonder? Who's to keep looking? Who's to browse? Who's to look at those words and find them for the round and for the hill, the face to face is still to still be the humans who wrote. Some rumors that spoke up, but no one for the round. But this is one for the self and the myself and down for the proceeding for the samples. This is the sweet for the honeydew, for the melon, for the getting up for myself and jelly, for this is I can do at the youth and the dumb blaze for the wild, for this is the beginning of the smiles. Whenever it came to me from what should I do for the winning for the plan, for this is the opening of a stand for the right for the mountainside, for this is the forest they got, and never out of doubt for the out of hand, for the credits who will never be stopping by. What should you find out for the guzzles and squirrel? Order for the double for the this is proceeding and none of you lies. This is the quiet for the fiasco. This is the pie for the this is the hat. This is the lasso. This is the party went all into the night for the paid for the nuts. And this is the beverage defined by me for the what you can find the different flavors of the shine. The flavors in one for the third, maybe for the term, maybe for the time, maybe for the turn, for the dancing and calling upon you crawl. This is the right for the big hit for the congratulation for the beavers who fall the early fall. We can make a deal for this, for the selling for the pawn and swill for the little piece of pie for the you can get from the rich. I had to admit for the quiet relationship between the beavers and I. Of course the beavers in the right, and this is the going to pay for the least lights, and this is the making the best for the disco in town, for the beavers are ready for the couldn't leave me alone. This is the place where I started for the charging and cover. This is not for the knowing, for this is the goal. This is the over. This is the liking. This is the devil for the pricing of what you can find for the little, the food, for the willing, for the creatures and the tables of the night, for the things that went back for the worst, for the started to curse. And this is the man for the trouble that he had. The hurt heart for the brother making out alive, for the skin for the hiding, for the packing of what hit the road. Mighty fast enough to find it going so rough before it went to hell. This is the understanding for the me, my still from the force to leave. For this is to the day for the always safe, for the famous line. Pass it down in time for the leave it to beaver. Or what about the maybe the Wally? This is the only one for the sweet tooth, sweet satisfaction of wanting it straight for being gone for quite so long. For the sad, I'm stuck for this familiar place in quicksand. I can fall in deeper into it. My this love is enough for the complex for the alone. Maybe for the defining of ourselves and no longer a slave, enslaved. Or maybe for the, this is the fuel for the days that we stand here together for asking for change, for compassion, for the stirring and learning, shedding for the layers and feature, but that is yearning for this dime source to refine our words so we can dance together for the playground of the worlds. New language is spoken. This is the new language with the passion. What is broken for the breaking of the rules, for the healing of what's hurt, provoked for the revoking of the illegal. What's illegal? This shame for this is the ones for the here to blame, for this is the slight. It's taken for the so long, for the writing, for the essence of our song, for the going in circles and singing. Maybe for the chorus of forgottenness. Any one time, but not can sleep. But not for this is only for the wire culture, for the container, for the stroke. Toxic, fake news for the dying, for the wake. This is the shape for the fist in the air, screaming. Here to love, language is the brewing, but it's hot for the breaking. This is the breathing. This is the shaking between the hairs and saying, what are you doing? This is the loud for not to be too loud, for the knocking, for the looseness, going down, for the trap in the cages of ages.